Hi everyone, welcome to tonight's yin class, day 4 of our retreat for immunity. So glad you are joining tonight, and whether it's your first class or your fourth one, so happy that you're here. Over the last few days, we have been really learning how to use our breath and learning how to just be observers of ourselves. And yesterday we recognized that we needed to let go of old energy and to make way for new energy to come in. So if this is your fourth day of joining us, you should be really proud of yourself. You did all the classes, including the one this morning. That was not an easy class. And 4 nights of yin and 4 nights in a row of being in so much stillness is also not easy. So today we are going to talk a little bit more about life's challenges and how we can choose to handle them. Tonight we're moving into the area of our lungs. And emotionally, this harbors space for depression or sadness or grief. So all very heavy energies held in the space of the lungs. But on the flip side, it can also be that space for vitality and a space to help bring in that and help move that prana, that vital life force, through our body. So let's go ahead and set an intention for ourselves tonight. So starting in whatever position that you'd like to start in, seated with me or laying down. Let's allow the eyes to close. And think about, maybe you already had an intention for this retreat, if you followed all the classes, or for this time. Or maybe there's just one that comes to mind tonight. As we move into this next breathing exercise, we're going to imagine creating space just for that intention, bringing that into the body. So let's go ahead and follow our breath. Inhale through the nose. We feel the belly. We feel the ribs. We fill all the way up to the chest. Exhale, deflate the chest, deflate the ribs, deflate the belly. Again, inhale through the nose, fill the belly, fill the ribs, fill all the way to the chest. This time, when you're at your fullest, take one more sip in. Exhale nice and slow and controlled, deflate the chest, the ribs, the belly. Let's go again together. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the ribs, fill the chest, fill all the way up. Take one more sip in, hold. Exhale, slow and controlled, deflate the chest, the ribs, the belly. Maybe keep another couple rounds going for yourself. And again, imagining that we're inflating a balloon to its fullest, finding every space in our lungs. And as we exhale, to keep that stream nice and slow, almost like you're pinching the opening of the balloon, just slightly. Letting it nice and slow and controlled on the way out. See how much space we can find. Let's do that one more time together. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the ribs, fill the chest. Take one more sip in, hold. Exhale, deflate the chest, the ribs, the belly, deflate all the way. Beautiful. begin to move a bit. You can keep your eyes closed or allow them to open. Let's interlace the fingers, bring them over the head, reach up. Inhale again, think space here. Start to open the chest, maybe arch the back, gently look up. Exhale, move slow motion, begin to round the back, tuck the chin down, bring the hands all the way down. Really round into the spine here. We move again, slow motion for inhale to come up. Come up vertebrae by vertebrae, opening into the belly, to the chest, to the shoulders. Follow the gaze to look up. Moving slow, exhale, start with the hands, the chin, the shoulders, all the way down the back, all the way down, navel into spine, drop the head and the hands heavy. Stay here, one full breath, inhale. And exhale, let's come back up to a neutral spine. And then we're gonna move right into our first pose. And if you've been joining me for class, you know I love to start in child's pose. So grab a pillow or a cushion to place between the heels and the hips if you'd like to, or bring toes together, knees as wide as the mat or just wider than the hips. Send the hips back, and we're coming into a child's twist, so a little different than a traditional child's pose. We're going to take that right hand and then send the left arm all the way under, coming to lay on the back of the shoulder here. Grab a pillow or a cushion for the head if you'd like to, or bring the side of the head all the way down to the mat. Keep the top hand where it is, place it over the head, or interlace the hands, palms together. Straighten the top arm, prop the shoulder open. Gently and softly, just lock that elbow a little bit here, and will help open the chest. You'll roll a little bit more on the back of the head. Let's take our time to settle in here. Find that deep belly breath. Remembering finding every space we can in the lungs as we inhale, including through the back of the ribs. Full inhales, complete exhales. And if you were with us yesterday, you know we talked a bit about stories and how we tell ourselves stories. How our thoughts and our emotions put together create these stories. And depression, or that heavy energy that we can get, comes from believing and sinking into these stories. Our body begins to really feel what we are telling it. The energy around you follows those stories. But there is a way to choose to not sink into those emotions, to not sink into those thoughts. That's when we feel vitality. And even better, the practice, this choice repeated over and over again, we become truly resilient. Go ahead and take 3 full breaths before coming out of this pose. Again, find every space we can in the lung. After your last exhale, we gently place the right hand on the mat. Untuck the left arm. If you'd like to take a moment to reset, bring the knees in. Maybe walk the hands all the way forward, let the hips sink down. Or stay in tabletop, do a couple cat-cows. Whatever feels good before we come to the other side. If you feel ready, bring the toes together again. Choose your knee width. Maybe you'd like to go a little wider if you're feeling comfortable. This time, left hand stays out. Right arm comes all the way through, back and down. Again, option here for that top arm. If you want to interlace fingers, palms together, straighten that top arm, prop that shoulder open. Place a pillow if you need. Make your adjustments. Find your stillness. Find that deep breath. Please think as we inhale in all the space that we have found. This is all space and opportunity for prana, that life force, for vitality to flow through the body. We first must recognize that this is something that's already inside of us. Just something we need to connect with, which is exactly what you're doing at this moment. Understanding that we do have that power of healing, that power of choice. We just have to realize it and unleash it. Keep connected with that belly breath, finding every space we can, connecting to that vital energy. Then let's go ahead and take 3 full breaths. After your exhale, again placing the left hand down, gently press yourself up. Gently bring the knees together, and again maybe walk yourself forward, taking a pause and table if you'd like to, or again in that nice lazy up dog. Maybe open the shoulders here. Do what feels good. The next pose we're coming into is puppy pose. So this one you might want to pad the knees for, depending on what surface you're on, or just roll up the yoga mat. It can be a little hard on the knees. And then we're going to walk the hands forward and wide, not too much wider than the shoulders. And then gently let the chest melt down to the mat. You can either bring your forehead to rest on a cushion, or bring your forehead all the way down to the mat. Find that deep breath. Easy to feel that expansion here in the front body. Just breathe into that to find your stillness. And here we can think about the paths and choices that we have. how we can either choose a path that stems from stress or reacting from anger or fear or anxiety. And when we choose this path, we know that all the energy in us and around us follows. And it tends to hold that heavy downward spiral. If you've been there, you know exactly the feeling. And then we realize that in those moments, we have also a choice to choose another path. That we can choose to respond instead from love or from strength, courage, or compassion. And again, the energy in you and around you follows you down this path. And this can bring you into an amazing up spiral, if you would call it, leading to abundance. Now, making these choices can take practice. It can take time. It's not always so clear and so easy in the moment. But the more we become observers of ourselves, observe ourselves feeling and reacting, the easier it becomes. And it's not always that initial feeling that is important. It is what we do with it. It is deciding what path that we keep that is important. Let's go ahead and take 3 full breaths. I know your shoulders are feeling it. Beautiful job. After your exhale, move nice and slow with this one to release the shoulders. Gently bring the body forward. And let's just take a moment, maybe laying belly on the mat, hands down by the side. Just let ourselves be heavy for a moment. Take a full inhale to feel that belly press against the mat. Maybe fill up in the back ribs. And exhale, release. Let's do that one more time. Inhale. Exhale, release. We're going to gently press ourselves back up to seated. Take your time. And if you'd like to grab a cushion to sit on, you're welcome to. But we're coming into half dragonfly, or like a half wide leg fold. So we're going to start by bringing the right leg in towards the groin, knee out. Left leg's going to come long, as wide as you're comfortable. It doesn't need to be too extreme, as again, we're focusing on a bend here, actually into the ribs. So only make this as open as you're comfortable with. And again, grab a cushion to sit on if you're starting out too rounded in your low back. If you feel yourself tailbone being kind of tucked under, grab a cushion to sit on so you can start upright. Start at that nice 90-degree angle in the back. And then from here, we're just going to come down to the left side, and you can use your left arm to help prop you up. I like to place my fist just on my forehead. If you need a little more height than this, you can also place a pillow on the knee or anything like that. And kind of choose your spot. Mine's kind of right above my knee. That feels good. You might be really flexible, or in halfway through the pose want to go deeper to bring your elbow down. Again, up to you. Right hand can stay on the leg or in the lap. Place it where it's comfortable. Wherever you want to kind of be feeling a bit of a stretch in the side body here. Just find that full expansive breath, especially into that right side here. And here we can think about the days that we don't feel so resilient. The days where that weight maybe seems heavier, not so easy to act out of love or out of strength. The key here is that's a time then to not act, to be still. We can be comforted knowing that everything passes. Think about what happens in each of these yoga poses. As time passes, how things change. Maybe you've experienced a challenging pose turn into one where you felt release. Maybe that happened in one practice, or maybe that happened over months. But we can be still and know everything changes with time. Maybe even repeat that to yourself. I know everything changes with time. Let's continue to breathe a little deeper in this. Check in with your edge. See if the body invites you to come any deeper. Find the space in our breath and tell ourselves, I know everything changes with time. And let's go ahead and take 3 full breaths. After your exhale, just start with the head to gently release, slowly coming up and out. Gentle on that side body. Let's bring the foot in, maybe feet meets in the middle. Again, do what feels good to you here. Take a moment to open the chest, maybe gently arch the back, lengthen, look up. If it feels good to bring both feet forward into a gentle rounded spine forward, helping us reset before we come to the other side. And when you feel ready, let's bring the left foot in, right foot comes out. Find your adjustments here. And then again, we place the elbow down, either under a cushion or a block. You can also place that block in front of the knee. Left hand comes to where it's comfortable. Take a moment to settle in. Breathing into that left side body. You might think, what does all of this have to do with immunity? As things happen around us out of our control that affect us, immunity is not about not being affected or living our whole life in protection. Our immune system and body take what comes at it and just responds as it needs to. And just as our body takes time to heal, so do we. So if we can take that same awareness for yourself mentally and emotionally, you will always know exactly what you need. It's just about allowing yourself to do that. In those moments when we feel affected, vulnerable, we usually know the answer. Maybe we can repeat to ourselves here, I know what I need to spend time with. I know what I need to spend time with. Maybe this is a certain activity that you've been avoiding. Maybe it's a certain thought that needs to sink in. Something we haven't given enough time to work, to feel the benefits of. I know what I need to spend time with. Let's take 3 of our fullest inhales and exhales. Breathing into that left side body. After your exhale, gently releasing the head. Again, move nice and slow. Come all the way back to seated. Maybe you want to bring the shoulders behind here. the feet out straight or let the knees fall side to side. I'm going to take one little mini twist here before our next pose. So with your knees wider than your hips, go ahead and let the knees fall over to the right and let the body follow around behind. Twist into a stretch. One full breath here. Open chest. Exhale. Come back to center. This time let the knees fall to the left. Let the body follow all the way around. Open chest, long spine, one full inhale. Exhale, come back to center. Next we're coming into a forward fold. So grabbing pillows and cushions again under the hips. If we're starting already seated, being tucked onto the tailbone. So if the low back is rounded, we're starting here. Grab a little height for yourself so you can create that 90-degree angle from the start. You also might want to grab something a little more stiff if you have a block or something to place on the knees to support the head. Up to you. Otherwise, let the feet fall out wide. Let the legs be nice and relaxed here. Just start with a tuck of the chin and rolling down. Maybe placing the hands palms up. It might be as subtle as a movement for you as just relaxing the neck and shoulders and staying seated. Or allow yourself to slowly come down to find that edge. Let that Buddha belly fully relax here as we breathe deep. And we remind ourselves that immunity is not about being invincible. It is about what makes us stronger. And it's the struggles that tend to make us stronger. Take a moment to think about a struggle that came into your life. And think about how much stronger you are right now because of it. With this awareness, we can be grateful for the times that challenge us, even while it's happening. It's just a shift of perception. Choosing the path that doesn't sink into the negative or the fear. But shifting our perception transforms that energy into abundance. Let's breathe a little deeper into this. See if the body invites you to just ease your way in a little deeper. Keep that breath full. Check in with the shoulders and the neck and the face, that they are relaxed. And let's go ahead and take 3 full breaths here. After your exhale, move nice and slow out of this one. Just starting at the bottom vertebrae to slowly roll yourself up. As you get to the shoulders, bring the chest open. Maybe gently lift the chin if that feels good, to kind of roll through the neck. Maybe it feels good to bring the hands all the way behind. Open the chest here, look up. Might feel good to lift the hips up, plant the feet down away from the knees. Take a gentle reverse table here. Again, open that chest. Let the neck fall back or keep it neutral. And gently come back down. Our next pose, you might want a block if you have it, or you can just use your hands. I'll show you both variations. This one can be a little challenging, or for some people it's very comfortable. In for yin, we're coming into a plow pose, or it's called snail in yin. So coming onto our backs, we're gonna bring our knees up and send them over the head. And not coming as far as you might to in plow for a regular vinyasa class, but we're just sending the knees kind of down towards the ears. And here, if you're using your hands to prop you up, bring the elbows in a little closer, bring the hands to the low back, and really allow the hips to kind of rely on those hands as a prop. And then we let the knees relax, the feet relax. If you're using a block and that's more comfortable, you can bring it right to whatever vertebrae it kind of starts to, you find that balancing point to support you. Up to you. Here we want to make sure we keep a nice long neck, nice and relaxed. Plenty of room to breathe. If this one does get too intense, or if we have any neck issues, please come out whenever you need to. Maybe just lay in Shavasana. We don't want any pressure on the neck here. Find that deep belly breath. And as we think about that shift in perception that is needed for that energy to transform, the first step is accepting reality, accepting what is happening or what we feel. That is where, and the only place, that change and healing can begin. So maybe we can repeat to ourselves here, my true strength lies in my acceptance. My true strength lies in my acceptance. Keep feeling that breath deep, letting the body relax a little more with every exhale. My acceptance is where my strength lies. Let's deepen the breath. Finish out the pose. Releasing any last tension from the face. Let the body fully relax into your breath. Then let's go ahead and take 3 full breaths. Find space again in every part of the stomach and ribs that we can. After your last exhale, see how slowly you can roll down vertebrae by vertebrae, keeping the legs maybe touching or tucked towards the body. Roll down nice and slow, and maybe you want to go ahead and just hug the knees right into the chest. Feel that low back all the way down to the tailbone release to the mat. Maybe gently rock from side to side here. And then release the hands, release the feet to the mat. Just feel that upper body decompress for a moment. Maybe bring the knees together. Takes the pressure off the low back. Let's spend 2 full breaths here. Filling up all the way to the chest and taking that last sip in and hold. And then exhaling, being nice and heavy. One more time, full breath. Exhale, be heavy. Next pose we are coming into, if you're familiar, is supported fish. So you will want to have a block or some type of support. If you do have a block, I'll show you the most intense version of this pose first. You choose your height of the block first, and you're going to place it underneath the shoulder blades, kind of on the bottom part of the upper back, right where your bra would start. And then come on down and let the top of the head rest against the mat, arms come open down by the side of the body. Again, if we have neck issues, we don't probably want to stay here. If there's any pinching or pain, tension, it can be a fairly intense one, especially after plow. So even if you're comfortable like that, maybe lower the block down a little bit lower to start. If that's just too intense, you can always add a pillow on top of above the block there to support the head, or grab a cushion for yourself to bring along the spine in the same manner that we're opening the heart, but it supports the back and the head. This works as well. So kind of pick your variation. Feet are relaxed, falling out wide, arms down by the side, palms open. Allow the eyes to close. Breathe again, feeling space in that front body. We've been understanding that energy follows us. Energy follows our intention. And sometimes it takes switching our perception to transform that energy. I'm going to read a quote for you from A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle. War is a mindset, and all action that comes out of such a mindset will either strengthen the enemy or perceived evil, or if the war is won, we create a new enemy, a new evil to defeat, often worse than the one that was defeated. So our energy goes where we decide to put it. To focus on fighting a pain or a situation is to let your focus become a part of what grows the problem. But to accept reality and even be grateful for the pain shifts our focus instead on our health, our strength, abundance, energy that follows to grow our sense of peace that can remain no matter the circumstance. Let's go ahead and take 3 full breaths. Breathing in, exhaling, relaxing. After your last exhale, either propping yourself up on your elbows, gently bringing the head up, or if you're just on a pillow, rolling on to your side. We're coming into our final Shavasana. Unless there's any last movement that's calling to your body, go ahead and take that now. Otherwise, we bring the legs long, the feet relaxed and wide. The shoulders are gently tucked down and away from the ears. The chest is open. Our hand palms are open and relaxed. We take a gentle tuck of the chin, scanning the body to relax from our fingers to our toes, to every muscle in the face. Take a moment to think of those struggles and all that you have survived. Here we are now. Breathing in and out. Our hearts beating. You already are resilient. You already have that vital energy in you. All you need to do now is breathe and let go. Let's slowly, gently begin to bring some awareness back to the body. You're welcome to stay in Shavasana as long as you'd like. If this is where you need to spend more time. Or begin to wiggle into the fingers and the toes. And maybe gently rolling onto the side of the body. Take one breath with the eyes closed in that fetal position. And then gently bring yourself back to seated. Keep the eyes closed if you'd like. Let's bring the hands to heart center. And take a moment to feel gratitude for our struggles. Everything makes us stronger. Thank yourself for practicing tonight, for taking this time for yourself. Maybe just tonight or throughout this retreat. The light in me honors and sees the light in each of you. Namaste. Stay tuned. You'll be hearing from Kelly and I on the story in a few minutes. But thank you so much again for joining us. So happy you practiced tonight.